afternoon. This is Chris Brecher with a Simpler Stocks free video for June 15th, 2016. As you see, it's about 13 minutes before the close. Wanted to get this out right away. Today is all about the market trying to react to an oversold condition. ES is down 525, NASDAQ down 550. Now that's a pretty fluid situation. This could completely change in the next 20 minutes. Russell down 2. Bonds reversing, obviously the little flight to quality. You have the bonds selling off a little and you have the VIX selling off a little. Gold only up 45 cents. And basically what you're seeing in here, market trying to rally. That's the good news. Transport's on its low. That's the bad news. We're in a market where everybody is watching everything else for correlation. So let me give you, for instance, what I'm talking about. We talk on the premium chat all the time about the DAX. The German DAX, and talking about all the other indexes. A lot of times I go to TradingView and we show the DAX in here. You can even go to FinViz, and on FinViz it's free. So let me actually show you how to do that in here and show you what I'm talking about in here. Give me a second. So if you go into FinViz in here, and I'm going to fit it to the screen so everybody can see it well, and you go in and put futures. So here's the splash page, I call it. It's actually a quote board. You go to charts, and I do this every morning. I go through every one of these to see if there's a disparity. Like here, you see the Dow Jones rallying on the upper left. You see the S&P rallying, the NASDAQ rallying. That's called concurrent mode. And the Russell rallying. You saw the Nikkei rallying, the Euro stocks rallying, the DAX rallying until the last 2 weeks. Now you see the Dow Jones above this area, the S&P above this area, NASDAQ above, and so on. And on the other hand, look at the Nikkei. And when you have this many charts, you can actually draw pretty interesting trend lines. That broke. Look at the DAX on the bottom left. That broke. Look at the VIX breaking out in here, from this level right here. Just easier to draw the trend lines. But the point in here is we have some serious divergences. So even if you see the market react, rally from an oversold condition like it's doing right now, you still worry about these kind of divergences. You really need to see the DAX, the Nikkei, and the Euro stocks start to rally. Obviously, these three down here are more worried about the Brexit. And I keep watching the Brexit polls, and like I said, I put that just on Google to get an idea. Now, the other thing I want you to realize in here, you have a little bounce in the market, and you get the little sell-off in the bonds. That's just totally normal in here. But the idea in here, and it doesn't show, let me go to Thinkorswim, is the DJT, the Dow Jones Transports. Like I said, it's all about the point of no return. And I've mentioned this a lot of times in here, that if you take off the futures on the left, and you go in and you put the SPX on the left, and you put the Dow Jones on the right, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. That the market is attempting to mount a rally in here. Really gallant effort to do a rally right here from 2065 to 2074. But what do you see on the right? Go and put this on a 5-minute chart. And this is why the market hasn't had this massive rally. Don't get me wrong, the ESs are oversold, SPX oversold. Look at this bounce, and look what the transports have done. Nothing. They're still down 115 points, and that's why you're not seeing like a spectacular reversal yet. Now, this could change tomorrow, but when I talk about point of no return, you might ask what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the divergence between the SPX on a weekly and the Dow Jones Transports. A lot of people thought this was an inverse head and shoulders right here on the transports, and that they would kick in gear and narrow this divergence which has been developing. And the whole idea in here is if this rolls over, the transports on the right here, in addition to all these foreign markets doing that, it makes this very dangerous on the left. So if you put this actually on a daily, it gives you an idea of what I'm looking at on here. Put a daily of the transports on the left, the SPX on the right. Now I think you can see a mile away what every trader is looking at. Right there. That was the day, this candle, when it looked like we had a head and shoulders and we broke down, it reversed and hurt a lot of bears. Well, the key is we're much higher than that right now. We're 32 points above that. On the other hand, the transports are almost at that level. So just keep that in mind, the 7,500 on the transports and how important that is. Do I think it's going to break it? I actually can't tell. Now, if you put this on here on an overbought, oversold, the probability is it's not going to break it because it's already oversold. Doesn't have enough ammunition to just blow through it. Either of these. Now, the other thing you're going to see in here, and I'm going to show you on the ESs, look at the ESs in here the opposite way. Look at the daily getting oversold, real oversold. Look at the 78 forming a positive divergence right here. And as you see on there, that's the problem. You get this little bull wedge in here like you see. That's bullish, but you see the transport's acting this bad. Now, usually in this case, believe it or not, when you see this oversold on the left forming a bull wedge and the transport's underperforming, I actually start to look for transport stocks to buy, not to sell. I haven't done it yet, but it's just an idea. And on the premium side, I'll probably post some charts tonight if I see any transport stocks that look halfway decent. So those are the kind of things we post. Just so you know, I've always been proud of this with the simpler stocks. This is our site. In the morning, you get a chat room. 9 to 10 in the morning, we have a half hour before the opening to prepare, half hour after to trade. We get the premium videos, which are a lot more in depth than what you're hearing now. It's not just a copy and paste of this video with some extra stuff. It's a totally different video. You have the email alerts, which I'll get into in a minute. Forum, where we can exchange ideas back and forth in sort of a message board format. A meetup, like next week. We're going to have a meetup where I'm going to be talking about, actually, I'm trying to find where it is on here. It's not on here yet. But I'm going to be talking about all kinds of chart patterns. I'm also going to be talking about correlations. I show you correlations in the free video, but there's so many more I look at, and that will be posted. Usually we do them on a Tuesday or Wednesday. It's supposed to be about 15 minutes. I go on for like an hour. And instead of it being at night, we're starting to have it the last hour so we can also see real-time trading to see if any of the correlations apply in that time. So after that, they go into this, the learning base, where you have all these videos for free. An amazing amount of activity that are average hour long that you get with your subscription. So if you get a chance, go in here and you'll see it's $7. It's $7 for a 30-day trial. And let me go to log out in here so you can actually see this, the trial in here. There you go. Right here, $7 for 30 days. And I'm telling you right now, we've had over at least 2,000 people take us up on it since I started on Simpler Stocks, and our retention rate's one of the highest in the industry. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will be talking to you tomorrow. Have a great night.